Here we go. This is the amateur.
That's where it all went wrong for me yesterday, wasn't it? In the second race.
Lining up?
Well, crashing going into the first corner.
So here we go. Combined, remember, MX1 and MX2 together. So if you're new to this, you're tuning in for the first time, what I mean by that is the MX1 class is a 450 cc. MX2 is 250 four-strokes. So here we go, a few of them spinning off the start. It looks like Callum Gordon going for the whole shot, but he's holding it tight, 661. He's going to get it. No, he's not. Not quite. So this is the amateur class, as we said. Normally, when you've got a combined class, you'd usually have the 450 bikes pulling the whole shot. So this is that new track layout as they spin round. Before it used to go straight on up the other side there. Now it swings left over that big uphill triple. Nicely as they sort themselves out on this first lap. I think it's Paul Atkinson with the whole shot, but we will get them over the finish line, because when they go over the finish line, they have a little transponder, a little box that they zip tie to the top of their forks, and such is obviously modern technology. That's how we do all the timing and scoring these days. So when they go over the finish line, there's a loop that runs under the circuit. It picks up the transmission from their transponder, and that gives us all the race results, times, who's where in the race. Gone are the days of good old-fashioned lap scoring, where we used to have a team sat out there writing it down manually as they cross the line. You can see already, even on that inside line, 3 separate lines just on that one hump on the inside. So the track offering up a load of different line choice already. There we go, back to the rolling whoop. So this is it, they're going to be across the green flag lap, we call it, as they go across the finish line now over the Planet Moto finish line. There you go, look at that, we're on it. The timing straight up. So it's Paul Atkinson who grabbed the whole shot ahead of Callum Gordon. Then it's Bradley Madiver in third. It's going to be Matt Hockenhall, actually, sorry, and in fourth. Then it's Aaron Wilson, Thomas O'Grady, David Russian, Ross Kersey, Brad Thornhill, and Rob Cross, who took race wins yesterday, way down in 10th. In the amateur MX2 class, they're buried a little bit further down the field. It's currently Mark Atkinson, 133, leading the way ahead of Kieran York and Ben Thompson on the opening lap as they sort themselves out ahead of Mitch Young, Callum Watson, Aaron Ongley, and Lewis King London. Then it's Daniel Brough, who hasn't made a good start. He took a couple of race wins yesterday, if I remember, in the MX2 class. He's got some work to do. Then it's Leon Ongley and Jack Moore. That's the top 10 as it stands at the moment. So this moto is 16 minutes plus 1 lap. And as you can see, they're already fighting for position. As I said, we obviously got a few spectators here, but they are just members of families and race teams. Each rider allowed a social bubble of 5 people to come with them. Well, that's including themselves, so 4 really. Unfortunately, we are still not in a position to have spectators at the events this year, and that is why, of course, we are offering up this live stream feed for you guys. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We're going to be at it all day. I shall say right now, there will be moments on the live feed where there will be no commentary, because, quite frankly, I don't think I've got the energy anymore to talk all day. Neither Swanee, and you probably don't need to hear us all day anyway. Don't want you guys going to bed at night with us ringing in your ears. So there'll be a few moments where we break away and you can just sit back and watch the actual footage with no commentary. But right now we have a good race going on out front between Paul Atkinson and Callum Gordon. Callum has had the opportunity to win a couple of motos. He was leading one at Landrake, threw it away. He was leading the opening moto yesterday, again, threw it away. So he's got to learn when he gets into the lead to basically try and manage the situation and bring it home. But first he's got to make a move on Paul Atkinson here. But this is the battle for the lead. Bradley Madova back on the Yamaha. He was on a Kawasaki last year, back in third. This is the current running order, as I mentioned, in the MX1. MX2, they're buried a little bit further down the field. It's Mark Atkinson leading that, number 133. Ahead of Kieran York, Mitch Young, Ben Thompson, Aaron Ongley. Then it's Callum Watson for 6th. 7th is Daniel Broth now. And then it's Jack Moore, Leon Ongley, Lewis King London for 10th. I won't run through, just keep it just the top 10. Love to give everybody a name check, but we'll be rattling through names all day if we do that. So this one's shaping up, as I said, 16 plus 1. Atkinson still leading. And there's the amateur MX2. So this is the 250 riders. Like I said, buried a little bit further down the field. You've got Mark Atkinson leading the way. So you've got 2 Atkinsons. Actually, I need to check if they're related. I'm not sure. Maybe they are. I don't need to look into that. Anyway, Paul Atkinson leads the amateur MX1, and then Mark Atkinson leads the amateur MX2 with Kieran York in 2nd. Then it's Mitch Young, Ben Thompson for 4th. Aaron Ongley on the 250 2-stroke KTM out there in 5th. 6th, Daniel Broth. Then it's Callum Watson for 7th. 8th, Jack Moore. 9th, Leon Ongley. And rounding out the top 10 is Lewis King London from the Isle of Wight.
Sorry for leaving you on your own there, mate.
That's all right, mate. I've just explained to everybody at home that obviously there'll be times where neither of us are talking because we still got
human.
Just to let you know as well, while we do have to keep disappearing, because we've also got to simultaneously keep the people at the venue informed.
However, they are trying to get the PA system linked into us right this minute.
Right, okay.
There's an engineer working on it. Hopefully you can get that sorted. And
you can see Corey Gordon. That's Callum Gordon's younger brother, and he's a proper little character, that dude. Corey was up on the fence there, like in the green top, giving his brother the big get a move on. So that's obviously the MX2.
Give me the lowdown of what's going on.
Well, we've got Paul Atkinson leading the charge in the MX1 class. That is the MX2 results there, obviously buried a little bit further down the field. Callum Gordon chasing him down in 2nd. Here we go, this is a bit of a MX2 action. That is Thompson there, under pressure. So they're all mixed up, MX2, MX1 together.
Yeah.
Whoa! Nice little classic. Oh, it's Dan Broth.
That is Dan. Oh,
Dan, who's
man.
back racing.
Dan on a new bike as well. I'm sure he was on a KTM the other week.
He'll like the fact that we got his name right. He'll hate the fact that he crashed.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Dan. Well, at least you got that bike on air and you got all his sponsors shared, didn't he?
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to have a crash to get high.
So, well, it's still a little bit greasy out there in places, and that was the classic front end washout.
Yeah, that corner as well. Like yesterday when I was riding in the out where he went on the outside. I think there's a little bit of hard ground still underneath, and you can just lose traction really easily. So I'm not surprised.
Well, it is a hard ground venue up here. We are on one of the higher points of Salisbury Plain. We're right near Boscombe Down, well, not airport, that's a military base.
I know, when I was driving here, I'm going uphill for so long.
Yeah.
On the motorways and stuff. My motorhome was like dying going up some of the big hills.
So it is hard underneath. So Justin and the crew work incredibly hard to try and get, like fluff it up. They've put wood chippings in, wood sawdust down, they turn it on. As you said,
the soil's actually pretty good for where we are.
He's invested in the circuit. You can see the yard down there, but I know it looks a bit messy, but that's where they keep all the equipment. They've got brilliant water barrels as the way he waters the track.
Mate, we were saying that this morning, weren't we? It's like the American series where it blasts out the side. Yeah. So the vehicle doesn't drive onto the track. So normally your typical water barrels, your tractor's on the track, you're ruining the jump faces and stuff. They can just drive down the side of the track and just dump water on it. It's ridiculously good.
It is, and it's like that. You can see how he drives up the side of the track, like you say, so he can drive all the way around the circuit. And actually, Cusses Gorse is one of the pristine circuits in the country. Like,
it is
the
phenomenal.
grass is, the venue's always immaculate.
The only track that I can relate it to that I've ridden is Matley Basin.
Yeah, it's like a mini Matley.
Very similar, yeah, very similar.
I think that's my breakfast has been brought to me.
Do you want me to go and get it?
No, I'll go and get it. I'll let you pick up the while I chow down breakfast.
You crack on with that then. I'm on my own.
You've already had breakfast, haven't you?
Yeah, I had some pan au chocolats.
What an athlete you are. You go on top of your tomahawk steak. Right, I'm going to go and have breakfast. I'll hand over to you.
See you in a bit. Right, so been left on my own. Are you going to get out of the way? He's trying it. Look, yeah, come on, clear off. Right, so I'll take over. So Amateur MX2, as you can see, still got Kieran Young, I believe his name is, and then we've got Mitch Young there in second, and then Mark Atkinson in third. As you can see on the screen, there's some pretty intense battles going on at the minute. I'm just going to get my live timing up on the old mobile device to give you a bit more accuracy. Again, we are going to have to rely on technology, as Jeff was pointing out earlier, but we will get there. I've got a little request from a friend of mine as well to just drop in a hi onto the live stream. It's going to be over the moon when we're doing that. So Jack Drogan, that was for Jack Drogan, by the way, someone who was really injured in the first round at Hawkston Park. So he's going to be over the moon by that. I can see the group chat will fire up. So Amateur MX1. At the moment, it's being led by Bradley Madova. Then we've got Paul Atkinson in second, Callum Gordon in third, Rob Cross fourth. Rob Cross, not where we want to be, I don't think. So Rob Cross has Landrake absolutely destroyed some of the field in some of the races. He rode phenomenally, actually. David Rushton fifth, Ross Kersey in sixth, Brad Thornhill seventh, Thomas O'Grady in 8th, Stephen Kelly 9th, rounding out the top 10, Jason Down. And then MX2, we've got, oh God, I got it wrong before, so it's Kieran York, 208. So number 208, Kieran York, he's leading the way at the minute, followed by Mitch Young. Then third place, we've got Mark Atkinson, Aaron Ongley in 4th, Ben Tomlinson in 5th, Jack Moore 6th, Leon Ongley in 7th, Callum Watson in 8th, 9th is Lewis King London, Pretty cool name that is. I love yeah, I like that name. And Joshua McCorkle just rounding out the top 10. Let me just see what's going on the screen and sort of catch my eye on what's going on. I think that is here in York on the Honda. Bear with me a second. See how they come through here. So, just waiting for the leaders to come around. Obviously, as you can all see as well, we've got Fly Racing on the screen there as well, and Michelin, two of our sponsors. So, right, here they are. Here's the leaders. That's Kieran York there on the Honda, closely being followed. Trying to find my head here. It's quite difficult when you're watching on a screen. So that is, yeah, that's definitely Kieran York. So Kieran York looking good at the minute. Just went through that part of the track where Dan Bruff made that small little mistake. He's running the red plate on that. I'm not sure whether he's leading the championship, but looking terrific at the minute. Quite a close little battle up the front there. A little look back. Whether it might be tiring a little bit. How good is the track looking though? The circuit is looking terrific. The guys here have done a phenomenal job. I was saying to Jeff earlier, they was out early hours of this morning when I went out for a tinkle. I think it was about 5 o'clock, and they were working the track with the digging and stuff. So it just shows the level of commitment. Just trying to get who's behind Kieran York at the minute. Let me just get it in race order and just change. So you can change this as well. If you're following this on my lap, you can change it from display by class to just the order of the race. So it's Kieran York, and then on the Yamaha behind him is Bradley Maldiver. He's, I think Bradley's in MX1, and then we've got Callum Gordon on that Kawasaki on the I think it's the T3 back Kawasaki. So the leader of this race, I believe, is on a 250F. So you know the lack of power is not too much. Oh God! Okay, so it looked like Gordon punted Bradley Maldiver off the track then. Only caught the back end of that, so Maldiver now. Yeah, Maldiver still retains second. Callum Gordon's still in third. That might have woke Gordon up though. Gordon's definitely going to have been switched on by that. He needs to try and keep a cool head and keep working on the back of Maldiver. Obviously, those two guys there racing for the overall, well, not the overall, but this race win in MX1. And Kieran York, who's leading the way on the Honda there, he is in MX2. So the next MX2 guy, pretty far behind, it would be Mitch. So it would be Mitch Young. So Mitch Young's 6th overall in the race at the minute. So yeah, Kieran York's got a nice little advantage for the moment. Gordon seems to be, you know, creeping away back on Mitch Young. He did catch him up on this part of the track last time round. So let's keep an eye on what Gordon can do. Oh, little case there, but then they're going for the inside of that corner. Is that going to slow him up? So Gordon just slingshotting around the outside, clearing that downhill. Up over the triple jump to the top of the hill, where my legs stopped working yesterday. That was not a fun experience. It does look like those two are catching up slightly closer to Kieran Young at the minute. Kieran just having a few little look backs to see where they are. Yeah, look, Gordon again, just like last time, catching up on this part of the circuit. So, is Gordon going to be able to do anything about this one? So, Maldiver on the Yamaha there. all come into the rollers. Gordon took a slightly different entrance. So the rollers are working slightly different today. After the straight rhythm last night, it seems to be more guys are whooping them rather than like trying to double through them. Maliver has picked up the wick now on the back of Kieran York. Kieran York obviously leading MX2 by quite some way. Your next guy is back in 6th place, Mitch Young. So that's the overall of the race, but obviously they are scored completely separately. Without a doubt, Kieran York would like to win over everybody, but realistically, he is on a 250F. We do have elevation in this circuit, so there are going to be some areas where it's going to be a disadvantage. Oh, and there we are. Bradley Maliver makes the move on Kieran York. So Callum Gordon now got a bike, you know. So there's a bike between Kieran York now. Bradley Maliver and Callum Gordon. So Gordon really needs to wick this one up to be able to do anything about Kieran York. Bradley Maliver. Just give you a little rundown of the orders of both classes as you watch this race. So, amateur MX1, Bradley Maliver leads the way. Callum Gordon, Rob Cross in 3rd, moving it up. Actually, Rob Cross. So Rob Cross coming up through the field. Paul Atkinson pushed back to 4th. 5th is David Rushton. 6th is Brad Thornhill, brother of Dan Thornhill in the pro class, probably saw. Thomas O'Grady just behind him in 7th. Stephen Kelly 8th. Jason Down in 9th. Aaron Wilson in 10th. So the top 10 of the amateur MX2 is Kieran York. Mitch Young, 3rd place would be Jack Moore. 4th, Mark Atkinson. 5th, Leon Ongley. 6th, Ben Tomlinson. 7th, Aaron Ongley. 8th, Lewis King. 9th, Callum Watson. And 10th, Joshua McCorkle. So that's the top 10 in both the classes.